Hey guys, so in this particular video we're looking at the Brighton EP and the 3 songs within that, and sort of roughly how they were constructed and the feelings behind each particular track. So let's jump right into this first one. So this is Brighton Beach, and Brighton in general was a place where I used to hang out with my friends quite a lot, my friends at school, and these places definitely mean different things to me. So for example, the Brighton Beach is quite relaxing, hence what this track's going to be about. Train station is quite stressful, I'll explain that later, and the pier was a lot of fun. So there's 3 very different emotions going on here. So I guess in my melodies I was really trying to bring that calm sort of, to this track I was trying to bring a calm sort of sea-like feel, sort of a flowing of waves. So this track's very simple, and let's just jump straight into the lead really. So in the background, so let's jump straight into the lead. So the lead is made up of two particular sounds. So what I've done is I've added in some pebbles, and sort of added some automation to the pan, so it sort of pans left and right through the speakers. So on its own, without the added element, it sort of sounds a little bit like this. So you can tell that these are sort of really washing like the sea, and you know, it sort of drifts in and out, and then all I've done is I've sort of just added a little sort of another sort of pad over it, and within Alchemy, and it's sort of just been able to sort of keep the whole thing in tune and just, you know, build a body to it really, which is really quite nice. And in the background you can hear sort of just the sea. It's just taken from Brighton. And all that's happening over the top of this first chorus bit here is just some raw piano. Again, just to add to the calmness of it all, really. So in total, that's all it is, really. It's with a bit of bass. So the next track on the EP is Brighton Pier, and I really like this track. I think it definitely summarises a really nice euphoric sort of feeling to it. The track starts off with sort of introducing more of the sea element of Brighton, and just some standard piano that obviously was created on Brighton Pier, and the melody in this really sort of tries to jump around a bit, sort of really try and then fill in with some really nice Foley in the choruses and all this sort of stuff. It's really just trying to bring all the fun back into it, because I had a lot of good times on the pier. I still do, so it's really, really cool to make a track that really sort of summarise my feelings towards this place. Anyway, so let's start with let's break down the chorus. So the chorus was largely made from pebbles. So originally it sounds like this. And all it is a pad that I made from pebbles in the sound design phase, and that's what it sounds like. It sounds really nice. It's basically just pitched up 32 semitones and then finely tuned about 50 cents, the sort of synthesis I'm using in this for this particular piece is granular. So yeah, no, it's really nice. And so all I've done is I've sort of just combined that with sub bass that again was made out of pebbles, using granulator in Ableton, and all the sort of, when you hear this, you can hear like little Foley bits in between it, and that's even more pebbles. There's a lot of it's basically taken all from the same pad that I made, that I used for the lead, but I've sort of pitched it down, added a bit of distortion, a little bit of saturation, and it sounds really nice. So this is what they sound like on their own. It's really nice, sort of fills in the breaks. And in the background I just use some raw recordings of the haunted house that's on Brighton Pier, and a sort of a riser to get to the drop. I simply just sort of use some more pebbles that were from the same pad. But no, it sounds really nice, it sounds really great. And I've also used some buttons from the pier, itself, like from the arcades that are there. The lead sound in this is actually made from the sub bass that's in this track, and it's just been pitched up and distorted, and then I've added a separate sound, and that's honestly about it, to be honest. But yeah, no, this track sounds really nice. So the final track on the Brighton EP is a quite experimental one. The way that I experience the train station in Brighton, and the why I've chosen this as sort of a personal area to kind of investigate with this, is because I used to come here quite a lot on a night out with my friends, and you'd arrive sort of a little bit tipsy, and then you'd come home, you know, obviously really tired and into the night and all that sort of stuff. And so the idea behind this was sort of to come in with a sort of tense expectation, and then to leave with just totally fractured headspace. And so the way that this track was made, it was made using a pad that I sort of made with the sea of Brighton, and it was supposed to sound like a bit like a train. And obviously you can hear the Foley over the sort of the recording over the top of the speaker over the train station. So talking about obviously when trains are ready to depart and stuff. So that was the idea, is sort of to get this almost like ghost-like train feel at the beginning of the track, and then halfway through it just reverses. All of the whole sound, the whole song is just reversed, and you sort of leaves you with sort of a question as to what is kind of really going on here, or that's the aim of the song anyway. So this is how I made the train sound. So it's quite ghostly and with a lot of delay. You can still hear it carrying on even after I press, you know, the stop button. It still carries on because it's supposed to do that. It's quite ghostly. So all that's been made here is, so this is the pad that I used. So, you know, that's the Foley sound that's sort of chugging away. And then all I've done is just added a few little bits to it, really. Added some extra oscillators with other sort of sounds, just to get that ghostly feel of it, really, but still keep the core sound of the sound design that I created. But that's pretty much it. It's literally just that, and then it's reversed, along with the speaker of the train conductor, reversed halfway through. The bass you can hear, that is the combination of sort of a stretched kick drum and some sub bass that was made from the pebbles that was used in the previous track, in the Brighton Pier track. So that's all really for this particular track, but in the next video we'll be looking at sort of Bristol, the third EP, which is where I'm at uni right now, and where I sort of made, you know, new friends, and I've lived here now for 3 years, so I'm in my final year now. So it's sort of and it's been quite a happy and sad place at the same time in many ways. So that's something I look forward to talking about in the next video. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.